It's been a few days since Nicholas Cruz went on his killing spree at Parkland High School well, not Parkland High School, in Parkland, Florida. I'm having trouble pronouncing that school's name. But anyway, let's talk about what we've learned about Nicholas Cruz so far. Okay. We all know that he was adopted, and we all know he had trouble fitting in and all that crap. We do know he was expelled from school. I covered that in my last video. You can watch it if you want. I did another video about him. And anyway, what we have here is we have a lot of reports coming in that he was diagnosed with three things. Autism, ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and finally, depression. He was treated for all of those things. Anyway, the police were called to his house a total of 19 times before he did his thing over the period of a few years. And what we have here is a lot of different things. For starters, he was a ROTC. He was a JROTC cadet, and from what I can gather, he did pretty well there. He had a few awards and all that stuff for outstanding academic performance, and he also had aspirations to go into the military, which the diagnoses that he had received would most likely prevent him from doing so. However, it is known that he had an admiration for Charles Whitman. I did a video on him, by the way. He was the guy who shot all those people from the observation tower at the University of Texas in Austin. You can check out my video, and there's a few documentaries about him. Anyway, what is also known about him is that he appears to have been a misanthrope. And now, a lot of people are trying to pin the blame on, of course, they're trying to get more gun control, they're pinning the blame on the NRA, they're pinning the blame on a violent, culture and movies, video games. They're just going all over the place with that. And of course, they're trying to blame it on, racism and all that stuff. There was a spokesperson of the Republic of Florida who said that, he was with our group. That's what one report said. I don't know if it's true, but there is no evidence to suggest that he was a member of the Republic of Florida. But what we do have is he made a few posts on social media about hating blacks, hating Mexicans, hating immigrants, hating Jews, hating Muslims, and wanting to kill law enforcement and Antifa. He also didn't like white women who dated men who were not white. He also disliked homosexuals. So he's got a overwhelmingly long list of prejudices there. However, it is not likely that was a motivation for what he did. Because why didn't he just do what Dylan Roof did and shoot up a black church? Why did he not attack a mosque? Why did he not attack a gay club? Why did he... There's a whole list of things that there's no evidence he attacked the ESL classroom. That pretty much every student he killed was white. So, even as racist as he might have been, it is unlikely he did this in the name of white nationalism or some shit like that. Or alt-right or whatever. But he was about 5 feet, 7 inches tall and 120 pounds. He's not a big guy. And it's very likely that given his small stature and social difficulties that he was bullied a lot. And from that experience, he probably he most likely developed his misanthropic views of just hating humanity. And what happens is when you start thinking like that, you realize the world is never going to be your friend, and you're never going to find happiness. And if you can't find happiness in this world, what can it take from you? What can it do to you? Can it take away your freedom? Take away your life? Who cares? You're miserable, and you're always going to be miserable. So, why not basically cause as much destruction as you can? At least that's probably what he was thinking. And if you're thinking, oh, you shouldn't do that, he shouldn't have done that because it's wrong, imposing your morality on him, why should he change and modify his outlook on life and morality based on what people from the society that made him miserable say? And so that's when you get into the whole recipe for creating one of these things. And it is also suspected that he had a girlfriend and he broke up with her and all that stuff, and he was expelled for getting violent with her new boyfriend. And what we have here is a disgruntled individual who hates the world, hates society, and just wants to cause as much destruction as he can. And his case is highly unusual because in the most obvious way is that he actually survived his rampage. That he got taken prisoner. He escaped from the area and was caught just outside McDonald's a short time later after changing his clothes and just walking out of the school. However, we don't know if he had anything more planned after that yet. I'm pretty sure future interrogations of this guy will reveal some more. But what we do know is that the public defender's office stated that he will plead guilty in exchange for a life sentence rather than the death penalty. Now, it's pretty obvious he did it, and maybe the DA will cut him a deal not wanting to waste all the time, money, and aggravation of having to conduct this show, basically what will be a show trial for this guy. But anyway, he clearly had planned this very efficiently, because he pulled the fire alarm, got everybody thinking it was a fire, and he launched a surprise attack that way with everybody and thrown off balance, and he killed 17 people, which is a good number of people considering the previous track records of other school shooters. But still, Nikolas Cruz is likely, I'd say very likely to face the death penalty, because Florida does not mess around. It is the fourth leading state in terms of executions. And as far as, all of this stuff, he seemed to hate humanity. And he just wanted to cause as much pain and destruction as he could, because it was his revenge against the society that he believed had wronged him. And see, people like him, they want to. What usually is, this guy knew that, he felt insignificant and feared that he was nobody, most likely. And people that looked down on him, ignored him, or whatever, they will see him on every news channel. Instead of being anonymous, he will be the subject of attention. and people that would have otherwise, that didn't even really think about him, he will be burned into their memories forever. And this is what these shooters know. He will go down in infamy, and he's probably enjoying every second knowing that. And however, as far as this whole situation goes, this is my second video on Nikolas Cruz. It's not my first, but it's really the first time on this channel that I have had to deal with a story that was being written, because all of the mass shooters and serial killers I have done a video on have all pretty much happened, months ago, and they'd all committed suicide afterwards. Well, the spree killers, at least, some of the serial killers got executed and were in prison for the rest of their natural lives. But anyway, this is again a very deadly school shooting. Stephen Paddock shot up a concert. Omar Manton attacked a gay nightclub, Pulse nightclub, and he is just, Adam Lanza, of course, shot up a elementary school, and Jesse Holmes attacked a movie theater. What we have here is a lot of things are going on, and I will have more about this case as things develop. But for now, this will conclude this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks, y'all. God bless.